The hardest thing for most people jumping into the Amazon FBA space is they don't know where to start. Trust me, I've been there. You're looking on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all these influencers telling you, do this, do that, and then all of a sudden you have no idea what to do and you're definitely not making any money. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what the pros and cons are of each business model that actually operate on Amazon and what you need to completely avoid. But if you're new to the channel, my name is Mar. If you've been here before, welcome back. This is the Above the Par channel. We go over all the tips and tricks that you need to scale a profitable and successful Amazon FBA business. After 5 years in the space and over 35 million in sales, I think we know a thing or two. We've been through every course, mentorship, and training program that we possibly could have gone through to get here. So our goal with this channel is simple. Give it to you for free, help you along your journey, and hopefully you could send us a DM on Instagram a few months down the line like you made a ton of money. So let's jump into it. First thing that you always hear about people wanting to sell on Amazon is they want to do something called drop shipping. Now I'm not going to write it on the board. Why? Because it doesn't freaking work. Drop shipping had its reign a few years ago. People will say pretty much you have a manufacturer or a supplier that has this product, and what happens is you will just place it on your website or on your Amazon store, and when you generate an order, they will ship it to the customer. Everyone loves this model because you don't have to pay upfront for inventory. And that sounds great on paper, but Amazon actually hates it. Why is that? They don't want you to make money? No, that's not it. The reality is, let's say your drop shipper is over in China, right? Dealing with the tariff right now, or India or somewhere like that. How long do you think it takes to get to a customer over in the US? Forever. Look at this. Everyone on Amazon does what? We buy Amazon Prime. We want our products as quick as humanly possible. Like I'll place an order right now, and an hour later I'm looking at my phone like, where's this dude at with my product? So think about dropshipping. It not only takes long, but when they make a mistake, it adds double the time to that. So you might be waiting 2 to 4 weeks for your product. Amazon hates it, and just stay away from this model. We're not even gonna get into it. But let's talk about the 3 models that actually freaking work here. So let's think about this exact product before we jump into it. If I wanted to sell this product, I have options. I could do something called retail arbitrage. So let's put that on the board first. This is our first model. So retail arbitrage, I'm gonna just call it RA. The other version of it is online arbitrage. Now, online arbitrage is just buying from a store similar to a retail store, but buying online instead of actually walking there and then selling it back on Amazon for a profit. Think about it like this. If I went to Target right now and I saw this was selling for $12 and I saw it was selling on Amazon for $23, I would go buy up a bunch of those units and resell them on Amazon. Or if I went on Target's website and saw the same thing, I would just buy it, get it shipped to my house, and do the exact same thing. Now, RAOA, in the simplest, is reselling, right? Think about it like the Gary Vee garage sale method or the eBay method, right? You're reselling name brand products. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question that you can leave it in the comments. What is the goal for your Amazon business? Like, that's a monetary goal. Are you looking to get to 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month, 100K a month, $1 million per month? You know, let's actually map it out. Let's be realistic, but let's be a little aggressive. Now let's think about this. Even if the goal is 10K per month and you were making $10 per unit, you would be shipping out 1,000 of these units per month. That means 1,000 of these units in your house, 1,000 orders going out, and 1,000 units that you need to buy from a retail location to actually make money. Now, if you were buying this from Target, do you think Target has 1,000 units for you to go and buy? Probably not. You probably have to go to a few different Targets to actually make this money. So when you talk about the RAOA, retail arbitrage method, it works great. I honestly think for new sellers, it's a great way to jump into business if you have a really low budget. Talking about under $2,000 for inventory. But when it comes to scaling up, come on. Do you really see yourself buying hundreds of $1,000s worth of units from a retail store and reselling on Amazon to get to that $1 million mark? Is that really feasible? Right? Are we not just trading a job for a job when we do that? We're going from our regular W-2 job or our regular business to now starting this whole business where we have to prep products for a day just to make a few dollars. Great model, but unless you're on the younger side or have lower budget, I usually don't see people really succeed here when they first start off. So let's go into the next popular model that everyone loves. It's called private label. Now, what you call a PL. Look at the same exact product. People look at this and they say, man, it's a good shampoo, but I can create a better one. My shampoo's gonna have people's hair flowing, they gonna look like freaking Tarzan by the time they're done with mine, right? So what they do is they go and create their own brand. This is called private label. Creating your own brand. Now, this has a tremendous amount of benefits, right? You're the owner of the brand, you have the exit value, you can sell it, you look cool first of all because you got your own brand. Like, a lot of benefits, right? You probably get into the club for free and stuff like that. But the thing about creating your own brand is, I never heard of it before. You never even heard of it before at this point. So what makes you think people are gonna buy your brand? Private label is absolutely a rock star model, but let's look at it like this. To launch a private label brand, you need 5 things. You have to create a website, create a logo, you have to order samples of your product, you have to order the full product run, 4 things, and the 5th one, which is super important, is you have to pay for marketing. Now, if you don't know about marketing on Amazon, this is how it works. It's called pay per click. So next time you're on Amazon, test this out, right? Type something in, like type shampoo in, right? But don't actually do what I'm saying because you're gonna actually be just a bad person. But type shampoo in. Look at the top like 3 products. Sometimes it's like maybe 4. You're gonna see sponsored, the word sponsored, really in gray, very small letters under these products. What that means is the brand is paying for marketing, doing pay per click. Now, pay per click is exactly what it sounds like. If you click on that product, they get charged, whether you buy it or not. If I click on that product, the same exact thing happens. So how pay per click works is they're gonna get a bunch of people to click, and they hope that a few of them convert so they can make their money back plus some profit. And eventually, what they want is something they call organic traffic. Meaning that after they can prove to Amazon that people actually like their product, if it was on the first page, people will buy it. Now Amazon's gonna say, oh, you're actually converting pretty well with this pay-per-click stuff. We're gonna organically, without marketing dollars, raise you up. So these 5 things happen. Let's go over it again. You created a logo, you created a brand, you got samples, orders for your product, you then got a full product run, and then you paid for marketing. This is called a burn. This is money going out your account. Then at number 6, you start to earn. So the thing about private label, while a great model, if you're a beginner, and if your focus is cash flow, I don't think this is the way to go when you first start off. It's the riskiest way to get into the business. You have the most competition coming in, and you have a large burn period before you start to earn. I love private label. Honestly, it's one of my favorite models these days after 5 years in the business. But I think there's a much easier way for you to jump into this. And this is what we do. So what it looks like is, that's something called wholesale. I think this is like the harmony between those 2 different business models. It has the scalability that retail arbitrage and online arbitrage does not have, but it also has a lot less risk than private label. So let's think about the supply chain, how it works. So on the supply chain, everything starts off with the manufacturer, right? Someone has to actually make the product. From there, they sell it to a brand owner, right? This would be private label right here, this step. From there, what happens? Now the brand owner has 2 options. They can either go what we call D2C, direct to consumer, right, customer, right? Or they can give it to a distributor. Like when Red Bull wants to sell, they're selling some D2C, but they're selling a lot to distributors, right, that are going to handle the inventory for them. So right here we have distributors. I'm gonna call this AD, authorized distributors, right? The ones that work directly with the brand. Next step is UD, unauthorized distributors. Now, unauthorized distributors are ones that don't work directly with the brand, but they get the product anyway, they still sell it. Now, the UDs sell to the Rs, the retail locations, right? Like the stores outside our house, the grocery stores, and the Rs sell to the Cs. This is the whole supply chain. Now, what you want to do The person the furthest up the supply chain makes the most money, right? Because they have to make money to sell to the next stage. So when you talk about RA OA, which is here, they are making the least amount of money because they are buying at a retail price and selling back at a retail price, right? Sorry, this color. So it's low profit. Now, when you move up to unauthorized distributors, you make a little more profit. Authorized, more profit. Brand, more profit. Manufacturer, they don't set the price, but they make a lot of profit because they do a lot of volume. So when you start a private label, you're making the most money because you set the price. You're the brand owner. When you start at retail arbitrage, you make the least amount of money because you are just buying at a retailer, selling back to the same consumer. So what we do in wholesale is we play ball right over here. We buy from authorized distributors and unauthorized distributors, right? We're high enough up the supply chain that we're not getting the lowest margin, but we're not taking all of the risk of a brand owner launching a brand new product into the market. This is where we have done 99% of our sales. Actually dealing with authorized and unauthorized distributors and eating on the margin. Why it works so well is because when you go after name brands like this man might do about $1 million to $2 million per month on Amazon. We are able to now make money under their umbrella. We could put in 10, 50, 100K orders right under, take a piece of that pie and make money, right? Without taking all of the risks that they had to do to actually launch this brand, take photos of it, etc. For most new sellers getting into the business, I think this is the way to go. You make the most amount of money you can with taking the least amount of risk because you're selling proven products. Now, I'm going to give you a quick tip before we wrap this video up, and I hope it was helpful. If you're brand new, you're going to get your products right here from the brand. You want to get as close to the brand as humanly possible because Amazon loves when you can prove something called your supply chain, actually showing that you have legitimacy to be selling these products. While this method works great for people who've been selling because Amazon already trusts you, going direct to brand as a new seller and getting wholesale deals with them, you'll be able to skyrocket your business and get in the game a lot quicker. So at the end of the day, if you're brand new getting into this and you're deciding between these three models, pick what works for you. But in my opinion, brand new getting in, as long as you have a decent budget, I started with $2,500, so anywhere between there and $5K is usually good enough. Go into the wholesale game. Anyway, I hope this video was super helpful. I hope you jump into the game. Leave us in the comments if you already sell on Amazon, what your biggest bottleneck has been. We'll help you figure it out. We always respond. And if you end up wanting to work with us or find out a little more about how we do this, in the description you'll see a few links. You'll see one to attend our next completely free live workshop, or you'll also see a link to kind of find out what it looks to work with us on a one-on-one capacity with guaranteed results, joining our inner circle. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.